Hey, in this video I'm going to show you a few cool things that you can do on a whim if you move out to Chiang Mai. So right now I'm at the Pluto coffee shop. I'm going to start out this week. We're going to go to a coffee plantation up in Doi Pui. It's run by the Hmong Hill tribe, and they grow their own coffee, they roast their own coffee, brew their own coffee, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've always wanted to go and check them out. And then after that, I have a business meeting down in Bangkok. So I'm going to do a day trip down to Bangkok and then head to one of my favorite places to go every time I'm in Bangkok. And then after that, our plan is, last minute plan, we're gonna go to Pai. I was just there about a month ago, but my wife's never been, so we're gonna check that out. It's always fun being in a place like that. It's really only a couple hours away if you're lucky with no traffic. So I love going to Pai every chance I get. And yeah, these are things that you realistically could do on a whim here in Chiang Mai.
So there's a really neat history of the Hmong people that you might not know about. So the Hmong people, they are refugees from Laos. So they crossed the Mekong River in the 70s because after the US pulled their troops out of the Vietnam War, these Hmong people that were conscripted to fight with the communists and Americans at the same time, because they were made to fight on both sides of the war, ended up being persecuted. So they came over, and this one particular group ended up starting a coffee farm not too far from the Chiang Mai city, and they grew their own beans, and it honestly turned out to be really good. I don't know what I expected, but I was definitely surprised. We were able to walk around the town and find a waterfall that we were able to take some pictures, and overall it was just a really enjoyable experience. So I definitely recommend coming here if you have just a few hours. The drive up is really scenic. You do drive up to the main mountain that's next to Chiang Mai, and you can go hiking, you can spend a full day there. There's so many things to do.
Alright, I'm heading out to Bangkok today. I'm gonna do a day trip. It's 5 in the morning. Got my Red Bull and off to meet some people, off to meet some of my logistics team, and then just tour around a couple places that I really love in Bangkok, get some work done, head down to a really special location. So I'll be hitting that up in the afternoon and then flying back around 4 o'clock. So I'm going to show you what you can get done in just a day in Bangkok. Really easy 1 hour flight from Chiang Mai, so shouldn't be any problem. All right, see you when we land.
So after about an hour and a half flight from Chiang Mai, I arrived in Bangkok, and I love this airport. It's always super clean and really easy to get a taxi. However, it does sometimes take a couple hours to get where you want to go. But it was a pretty easy ride and made it to my first destination.
Just finished meeting with the logistics team. They flew all the way across the continent just to meet with me, and I'm super stoked that they did. That's a pretty big gesture on their part, and you know, these business partnerships are everything. So yeah, that's first half of my day in Bangkok. I'm going to make the most with the rest of my time and head down to Icon Siam. I have my Grab coming, and my flight leaves at 4:30. Right now it's 12:30, so I'm just gonna spend an hour at Icon, and then after that head to the airport and fly back. It's a little bit over an hour flight. Bangkok traffic never fails to disappoint. It did take an hour and a half from the airport to get to downtown Bangkok, so hopefully I can make it to this flight on time, but otherwise just gonna explore the other side of the river and check out Icon Siam.
So once I crossed over the river, I made it to Icon Siam, which is legitimately my favorite mall in Bangkok, and it's not only because the first thing that you see when you walk through the doors is durian, but it is unlike any other mall that I know of in Bangkok that actually has a floating market at the bottom. And granted, it's not a real floating market. There aren't people riding around on boats, dropping off food and produce, but that vibe and the way that they split up the sections of the food court into different regions of Thailand and actually have things that you might expect at a temple or at a monastery, they have it in there. So I walked around, I had less than an hour, and I just wanted to see what I could see while I was there. There are tons of floors to this, and there is a big waterfall, and I walked around for a little bit, but I just couldn't find it. However, it ended up turning really awesome. As you can see, they really put a lot of effort into this mall. So I made sure to grab some food while I was here. Everything seemed just irresistible. But I grabbed some fried prawns, and after that called my grab and left to the airport. But really, really awesome place. I love it here. Every time I'm in Bangkok, I make a point to come to Icon Siam. So we made it to Pai, and our first stop is the Hmong Village Boutique Resort and Farm. And as you can see, it's won all these awards for whatever competitions it's entered into. And apparently in 2023, it was the continent winner of Asia for the nicest luxury cultural resort. And I'm just always in a sarcastic mood whenever I see number one in any establishment. So let's see if it's actually going to live up to that claim. Walking around, my first impression was, wow, like this place is really cool. And as I started digging a little deeper, I realized this is legitimately one of the best resorts I've stayed at. For the price point, I believe we only paid around $35 a night, which is not bad. So after that, what you gotta do when you're in Pai is find a scooter. And that's the only way that you're actually gonna get around and see most of the attractions without hiring an overpriced tour guide. We were recommended to check the first sunset out at Two Huts, and it was really nice. It didn't really work out because the clouds were covering up the sun as it set, but it was nice to see and the ambiance was great. But we continued, we checked out some of the restaurants at night and just relaxed because Pai is one of the best places to relax. All right, good morning. It's 4 in the morning, but yeah, 10-minute drive, and we're gonna be heading to one of the most popular viewpoints in Pai for the sunrise. Hey. Hello. Hello, mountain pup. So I just want to add, if you're ever in Pai, definitely check out the Yen Lai viewpoint. This is one of the best places to see a sunrise, and we had a lot of fun on the scooter ride up the hill. It does take you through some really interesting villages, and once you're there, you can just stay and feel comfortable. But after this, of course, we ended up going to my favorite place to watch the sunset, it is Pai Canyon. So if you remember from an earlier video, I went to Pai Canyon, got some cool shots, and it's such a short hike to a really cool type of sandstone canyon. I think that's what it is. But always highly recommend if you come out to Pai. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to cover some of my favorite spots that you can reach just within a couple hours from Chiang Mai. I hope that the next time you're out in Thailand, you can check at least 1 or 2 of these spots out. I know you'll love it. And stay tuned, I have some really cool videos coming up, some places that I've never been, and I'm so happy to have caught them on video.